Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Suspect podcast. And it's been a long time since we've had the Suspect podcast, and damn, a lot of shit has has went down in the recent days. It's the latest thing I can talk about is something that dropped just like yesterday at the time of recording, and that is the YouTube Rewind 2018. And at the time of recording, this YouTube Rewind has about like 37 million views and 1.2 million likes and 2.7 million dislikes. Now, it's been a trend since last year to dislike the Rewind, and this year it looks terrible. It looks terrible. Last year, at least, it wasn't like a negative response from the entire community, but this year it's completely different. It's something different. People are not liking the YouTube Rewind. There are a few explanations to why that's the case. As we already know, there are like thousands of channels, like more than 2,000 channels that have more than 1 million subscribers, and it's really hard to filter out these channels, like which creators to feature into the YouTube Rewind. And I think YouTube is this filtering system of YouTube is really what's costing them their creativity. And I think they should come up with a new filtering system on choosing the creators that should appear in YouTube Rewind. Or at least they should make like a whole 30-minute Rewind video featuring every single YouTuber and spending millions of dollars on that. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So I think YouTube should figure out like a better way of filtering creators. The second problem is all the people that didn't like the Rewind. 50% of the people, 50% of the haters didn't like the Rewind because their favorite creators weren't in Rewind, and most of the people didn't like that PewDiePie was not in the Rewind. And we're gonna get to that topic later on in the podcast. I want to talk about a lot about PewDiePie and the T-Series and PewDiePie overall being the king of YouTube thing. But as I said, this thing, as people say, YouTube is currently completely disconnected from the entire community and even the creators. So yeah, it's just like the poor job of filtering and some poor choices that made this Rewind completely suck, literally suck. As PewDiePie said, PewDiePie had a really good point when he reacted to this Rewind, and he said that if he was given the job of making a YouTube Rewind, he would delete reoccurrence. So basically, no creator should occur twice. So if a creator was in this year's Rewind, he should not occur in next year's Rewind. The Rewind should give chances to new creators, new people who from nowhere became someone. Sorry, from no one became someone. Just messed up there. But PewDiePie had a really good point, giving chance to new creators and removing old creators that appear again and again. For example, Liza Koshy, Markiplier, Lele Pons. Not again and again, but I've seen her like 3 times at this point, I guess. But I'm not trying to hate on these YouTubers. I'm not more of a fan either. But it's like, I get it, you are part of this entire community. But just because you are in the Rewind, there is someone else who deserves to be in the Rewind but is not getting the chance to be in the Rewind. And that's what I said, really bad filtering job, and that has caused you to have like more dislikes than likes. So yeah, there are a lot of YouTubers who actually deserved to be in this Rewind that weren't here. From what I think is that they either need to communicate with the community, like the viewers and the creators, a lot, or rather I would recommend YouTube should just stop making rewinds. It's just putting some dirt on the entire platform. If this thing continues, if they do a YouTube rewind to 2019, and if they make the same mistake, more people are just going to dislike it. And according to the statistics, since 2012, the like to dislike ratio has significantly dropped, and at this point, it's a negative. It's basically negative, which is sad, by the way, knowing that this entire platform, that the basic motto of YouTube Rewind was to show a highlight reel of the entire year. Well, everybody claims that what YouTube Rewind actually shows you is completely different from what actually happens. And that might be true, might not be true. I really don't want to make a controversial comment on that. If when YouTube says we are a family, we are a team, are they actually a family? Are we actually a team? Is the YouTube connecting to the community? Is the YouTube actually, like, does YouTube even know what's going on YouTube, on its own platform? That was the basic question everybody wanted to ask. That was the basic question everybody had in their mind after watching this year's rewind. So yeah, it's that easy. Just like one thing that a lot of people wanted was PewDiePie, and it's a meme by now. It's a meme by now that PewDiePie should start the YouTube rewind by just clapping his hands and just like year review. And that would have been epic. If it's like when YouTube said that everyone controls rewind, by everyone they should just basically say the script writers control rewind. And yeah, that's the case, because when they said we should check the comments, I would really would recommend you to go and check comments on last year's rewind, and you would see a lot of comments, like about 50% of the comments are saying you should bring PewDiePie on rewind. And if 50% of rewind, like people who watch YouTube rewind, think that PewDiePie should be on rewind, I think YouTube should listen to it. And I understand why PewDiePie was not in the last year. He was missing in the last one for what he did. He did was that Fiverr joke. He did this Fiverr joke, and then he was caught up in all this controversy. And I agree, YouTube doesn't want a controversial person to represent its face, which is kind of stupid. Well, at the point the rewind came, that controversy was long gone, and PewDiePie was just back at his feet again. But then he again even dropped the N-bomb later that year, in about like September or something. So that's the reason he wasn't in last year's rewind. But I don't find any particularly good reason to why he wasn't in this year's rewind. I really just don't. And this really brings to my second point, which I'm going to connect, by the way. It's PewDiePie versus T-Series. And I'm not kidding, the live sub count is right in front of me. PewDiePie is currently 482,136 subscribers ahead of T-Series. So about 500,000 subscribers ahead of T-Series. PewDiePie is at 74,890,000 something subscribers, while T-Series is at just 74,400,000 subscribers, which is completely epic, because by this point T-Series should have been just nuts away from PewDiePie. But the amount of people that are putting in effort to keep PewDiePie as number one, is really great. Now, a lot of people were throwing shit at people who were supporting PewDiePie because they thought that these people hate T-Series. It's a joke, by the way, guys, that the joke about people say that, oh, we don't want T-Series as the face of YouTube, because for about a decade now, I would say, not a decade, it's been less than a decade, sorry, for YouTube, it's just been individual creators at the top of the YouTube platform. And later 2012, all these music creators and artists who were not like basically from YouTube but from a different industry, and just having a fair share of their content on this platform, they started to grow up. So that's where you see Justin Bieber Vivo in the top 10 most subscribed channels, when you see Taylor Swift Vivo in the top 10 subscribed channels. That's when people started disliking these YouTube channels, to why they wanted individual creators to always be on the top. And PewDiePie was the last hope, and T-Series gained about like 40 million subscribers in 1 year. So even now PewDiePie is the last hope to keep an individual creator at the top of YouTube. And that's why all these people like Mr. Beast, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Logan Paul, or even all the creators, all the small creators, all the huge creators, they're all trying to help PewDiePie to gain subs. See that the point is, there's a huge difference between subscribers and audience. PewDiePie has like 70 million plus subscribers, but his audience is limited to like 5 to 6 million people. Only 5 to 6 million people come back each day to watch his videos. There's a huge difference. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The subscribers are just dead numbers, but these dead numbers really mean something when you put down actual statistics. When you say, okay, who's the most subscribed and channel on YouTube, and people can probably say it's an individual creator, PewDiePie. And T-Series is a multi-million dollar production publisher, whatever you can say. It's like a huge company, and being like a corporate company on the top of a video creating platform is something nobody expected. But a lot of people think T-Series is like a huge threat, or it's gonna ruin YouTube for individual creators. It's not. PewDiePie is still going to be the most subscribed YouTuber, not a YouTube channel. PewDiePie is not a YouTube channel. It's just his channel name. PewDiePie is a YouTuber. He's a YouTube creator. He creates videos and he uploads them daily, like almost daily. Actually daily. And he really deserves to be at the top of YouTube. Now, there are a lot of better YouTubers than PewDiePie. There are a lot of people on this platform that are smarter than him, that are better than him in even comedy, or even in any form of entertainment, or in any form of video creation. There are a lot of people who make a lot of put a lot of money in actual quality of the video and the overall stuff. But the only reason I think PewDiePie should be at the top is because he is the realest person I've seen on YouTube. And I don't know how to stress this enough, but I don't know why, but a lot of YouTubers, I can literally see through them that they're doing this just for getting views and getting money. I can literally tell that. But PewDiePie, I can clearly see on his face that he genuinely likes what he is doing right now. And just making fun jokes about him being desperate is something that I really enjoy. And I really enjoy PewDiePie's content. The only reason I enjoy PewDiePie's content is because he himself enjoys making it. So if he doesn't enjoy making it, why would other people enjoy watching it? That was the basic idea of any kind of work, not just content creation, any kind of work. If you're not happy with what you're doing, why would anybody be happy to see what you're doing, or even buy or even purchase what you're doing? It's just the basic principle of do what you like and not like what you do. Huge confusion behind it. So why people think PewDiePie is the best. PewDiePie is not the best YouTuber. PewDiePie is the realest. That's how I can put it right there. And the fact that, as I said earlier, PewDiePie was not involved in this year's Rewind, it brings up the topic about YouTube respecting their creators, YouTube connecting with their creators. After the Fiverr joke, PewDiePie really fucked up with his Fiverr joke and even the N-bomb. He lost all of his investors, not all I would say, but the huge investors like Disney and Revel Mode, his own company, and he lost everything. He even lost his YouTube series called Scare PewDiePie, and even YouTube basically unfollowed him on Twitter. And okay, I understand why YouTube is treating PewDiePie like that, but over the time he has improved, like genuinely improved. Before he made the Fiverr video, I really didn't like PewDiePie. I don't know how to put this, but 2016 PewDiePie, 2015 PewDiePie, 2014 PewDiePie, no, I'm sorry, I just don't like him. What I like is 2017 PewDiePie, 2018 PewDiePie. The PewDiePie who realized who he is, who he was, and who he is. Because before the Fiverr joke, before he got his career taken away from him, I think he had this he was in a bubble. He was living in a bubble that nobody can touch him. Now, I know he's not going to agree on that, or he might just agree on that. I don't know if he's going to even watch this. Of course, he's not going to watch this. Who am I kidding? But you get the point. There was this bubble of fame where he thought he could just do anything and get away with it. Now, that's basically everyone who gets fame. I'm not blaming PewDiePie exclusively for that. But after he knew that, okay, he's just another guy with basically more chances of fucking up on the internet, and that's what I love about him. Realization, literally milliseconds after fucking up. When he made the Fiverr video, I was just watching that like few hours before this. I was watching his reaction to what he did, and within 1 second he just reacted that, oh shit, this is fucked up, and which shows him that he didn't really intend to do that. Even with the N word, when he drops the N word, he basically just like, oh shit, that's not what I wanted to say, but that slipped. And I'm not giving him the N word pass, I'm not giving him the Fiverr joke pass, but what I'm giving him is respect. I respect PewDiePie, not because he has the most subscribers, but because he is the realest person I've ever seen on YouTube. And YouTube hasn't been treating PewDiePie really well. And I'm not gonna blame YouTube. I'm not gonna say, oh, the only reason YouTube is not treating PewDiePie well is because of the Fiverr joke and the N-word. I understand these are probably reasons why YouTube is disappointed in PewDiePie, but at some point, YouTube has to understand that PewDiePie will remain the most subscribed YouTuber for a decade at least. That's my prediction. And the only reason he would is because people want him to be. Why do you think Markiplier did a live stream? Markiplier is a person who's considered to be I don't know how to put this, but Markiplier does some deep videos where he's just like open about his feelings on his own channel, and that is what I love about Markiplier. He's open with his feelings and everything. But the only reason he is burnt out a lot, like with even considering Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, these gamers who'd say, oh, I'm burnt out, this YouTube thing is hard. No, it's not. You can just watch PewDiePie. How's that hard? The only reason PewDiePie is okay doing this thing daily is because he loves doing it. I'm not saying Markiplier and Jacksepticeye don't enjoy playing games, but I think at some point you can tell when someone is making content and someone is pushing content. And even sometimes the content creators might not just realize themselves that they are at some point pushing content. And that's when you feel the burn. That's when you feel like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Like not for, I need to take a break. That's what they say. But do you really need a break? Do you really need a break, or do you really need to move on from what you're doing? I had this conversation with my friend when we were talking about how Markiplier really is a good commentator, really is a good actor, really does a lot of good sketches and these short films and these quick YouTube games like Who Killed Markiplier and even Date Markiplier. And I really thought this is what he actually enjoyed doing, because I've never seen him. The vibe that you get from watching Who Killed Markiplier and watching one of his horror games is completely different. It's not, I'm not saying that he puts on a fake persona while playing video games, but you can tell the difference completely, that he is something different when he's doing something he likes. And I can guarantee Markiplier is not watching this, but I would really recommend him to make more sketches, because that's what he enjoys and that's what he is good at. Not that he is bad at video games, not that, but I really enjoy the Markiplier where he likes himself in what he does. Well, talking about Markiplier, I really wanted to talk about the Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and possible scam that people have been talking about for a long time. That is Cloak. So basically, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye came up with a clothing line called as Cloak. Now there's a lot of controversy surrounding Cloak, that people think it's completely expensive and they're trying to scam their fans, scam their viewers into buying something really expensive and really generic. Well, I have few points that I want to talk about. First thing, they made a videos talking about Cloak, where they said that these Cloak is something they feel proud to wear and would not feel the same in normal clothing or any other clothing, which is basically why you created your own clothing line, to feel proud about yourself. And I'm not trying to throw some shit on Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, but the way that they try to sell their clothing line is completely misled, I would say. When they said that there are a lot of other clothing lines for different kinds of people. So people who do sports, they do Adidas and like other sports apparel companies. But they said that Cloak is for gamers, for gamers, for people who play video games for hours. Cloak is for them. And I think saying that there is no brand that sells clothing line for gamers, which instantly when I heard this, I was like, what about Razer? Why wouldn't you want to wear a Razer hoodie rather than buying a Cloak hoodie? If you're a gamer, if you want something to wear for extended gaming hours, why wouldn't you buy a Razer hoodie, which comes like at least like $15 less than the Cloak hoodie, and it looks really cool and better than Cloak. And that's what I thought. Okay, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to advertise their own clothing line, which is basically something similar to Supreme, I would say. Not comparable to Supreme, but something that is basically generic in design but really, really good in quality. But still, just because of under the name, you can sell it at any price you want. So this the only thing that came into my mind was Supreme. So Supreme is really generic looking brand with basically just Supreme written on between the nipples, and but the quality is really good. I haven't tested it yet, but from what I have heard, Supreme has one of the best quality t-shirts out there, and that's where people say, okay, that's where you invest your money, not for the logo but for the quality. And from what I think, Cloak is doing something similar, so not making something too much fancy but trying to invest in the quality. So rather than how it looks, it's how it feels. And they should have straight away told their viewers that they didn't want to make something that was aesthetic looking. So like a lot of people make a merch that look a lot of aesthetic. Oh my god, that's so cool, a lot of colors, throwing colors so that people will buy it. That's not how it works. People should be comfortable wearing their clothes, even if it looks completely generic or decent. Even if they would have said in the video that even if Cloak is looking generic, it's still a really good quality clothing line. And just saying this one line could have saved the entire controversy from happening. And no, I don't agree that Cloak is a scam. Cloak is not a scam. What I would say is people who alleged Cloak to be scam are scams. The only the mistake that Jacksepticeye Markiplier did was they tried to they tried to tangent that point just to lure the people away from the basic fact that okay, we're just trying to make Supreme here. But no, we're making Supreme for gamers. So just putting the one word gamer apparel, sorry. But you get the point. Let's talk about Logan Paul. So if you guys don't know who Logan Paul is, Logan Paul was basically a whiner. When after Vine died, he became a YouTuber. I don't think he became a YouTuber after Vine died. He was a YouTuber, he was a vlogger way before Vine died. He was on Instagram, he was making videos on Instagram as well, and he started his YouTube vlogging channel and even his YouTube Vine channel. So basically posting extended Vines on his YouTube and making daily vlogs. And at the point he was living in the Viners building, which is very common on the Hollywood Street. Hollywood Street, really? That's what you call it? I don't know. So basically I just wanted to talk about how Logan Paul has changed over time. And there are, I think from what I remember, there are 3 phases of his change, and these 3 phases come along with these 3 different places he stayed in. The first was the Viners building, where he was completely connected with his old friends George, Mark Donner, and even Johannes, and even other female companions from his Vine days. And I think that was really good time in Logan Paul's life. I don't know why, but I seem to like the old Logan Paul because I used to watch Logan Paul. No judgments here, but I was a huge Logan Paul viewer. I used to watch Logan Paul vlogs every single day until he moved to this huge mansion. At that point, I was just like, okay, now this is getting out of hand. He's just letting fame take him over, and that is what I started to hate about Logan Paul, and not just Logan Paul but any other YouTuber. For example, even Razgon, because I want to talk about Razgon as well, how Logan Paul and Razgon, they both had their ups and downs. Well, Logan Paul's up was in the beginning when he moved out to his second place into a pent, and it was really going good. It was really going well, I would say. I used to watch Logan Paul daily back then as well, but then he was kicked out of there. And I think the only time I really started disliking Logan Paul was when he involved his merch, when he introduced his Maverick merchandise. And it's not like I don't want to buy it. It's not even like I want to buy it. It's like, okay, I get it, you have merch, you can just post a link and just plug it once. In his entire videos later on, when he moved to his mansion, half of the video is just yelling out loganpaul.com/shop, and that is where I think he just lost his creativity. He just lost who he was, and he just behind making money. Because why would you plug merch to sell it? Why would you sell merch to earn some money? So basic math. The only reason you're shouting loganpaul.com/shop half of your video is because you want money. And that is where I thought like, okay, this is getting out of hand. Not that I was like completely hating Logan Paul back then. I don't hate Logan Paul. It's just that I don't enjoy his content anymore. It doesn't just straight away make me hate him. I really like Logan Paul. I really enjoy Logan Paul in a lot of his ways. I listen to Impulsive podcast. I've listened to every single episode till now, and I've really enjoyed his being that genuine in a podcast. I haven't seen him this genuine since like a lot of years in his previous vlogs. Even he made a video called The Old Logan Paul, where he himself was vlogging along with Dwarf Mamba, and that gave me like the nostalgic feel of when I used to watch Logan Paul back in 2016, end of 2016 and 17, I guess. So, and talking about again Razgon, I want to end this things quick because I've been talking for like 40 minutes and my throat is dry. My throat is running dry. And I forgot to have some water by my side, and I don't want to leave the mic right here and just go get some water. So I want to talk about Razgon as well. So basically the only reason I used to watch Razgon was because he was this criticizing hypocrite. I don't know how to put this, but I really enjoyed his content of criticism, diss tracks. The only reason I got into rap's back again was because of Razgon, because Razgon made really good songs. I'm not talking about the ones when he created on Jacob and these old these 13 years should be stopped, like these kids must be stopped kind of things. I'm not talking about that time. I'm talking about diss tracks like the Jake Paul diss track, what was his name? I forgot his name. The Tanner Fox diss track, and another one, the iDubbbz diss track. These diss tracks were not like, I don't enjoy them as diss track, but I enjoy them as song. So for a song, these songs are really good. For a rap song, I would really enjoy them, like bumping into a car or just like going on a drive and just putting headphones on, just playing it on Spotify. I used to really enjoy Razgon. But the issue with Razgon was he became an asshole. Like he was an asshole, but he used to act like this stupid, goofy guy, which he isn't. He is an asshole. He was an asshole his entire time. And it's not fame getting over his head. It's basically the fame doesn't hit him at all. What hits him is he himself. He himself is insecure about himself so much that he acts like this tough guy. And the only thing that made me want to talk about Razgon is when he reacted to Insecure diss track. See, I'm a guy who's open for criticism, but I'm not open for forced criticism. I'm not open for, okay, this is trash. I would like to know the reasons to why this is trash. The entire reaction video I was watching of Razgon reacting to Insecure, he was just trying to plug himself. So even before the start of the video, like, oh guys, do you know I did this? Yeah, years back I used to drop names, I used to do diss tracks, and this kid is doing the same. Yeah, I get what he's doing. Dude, shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear your story. And actually at this point, I don't even care for what Razgon has to say about anything that's going on in the entire fucking world. Because Razgon is the pinnacle of assholes. So he's like the assholest person on YouTube. And I think that's the reason he was never involved in YouTube Rewind as well. And he just keeps whining about it. I've never seen PewDiePie whine about not being in the Rewind. I think I've seen him make jokes about it, but he's never whined like, oh my god, I'm not in YouTube Rewind. Like, dude, what the heck? Razgon is just trying to leech off fame out of like every single corner. Anything big happens on YouTube, this guy has to be there, just trying to punch in and just trying to have his own space in there, just like trying to get some views and just some money until he runs out of money, and then just to make another Fortnite video. That's the problem I have with Razgon. Razgon was not like this before he moved to LA. After moving to LA, he completely changed. He completely became an asshole. He completely became a hypocrite, and I'm proud to say I hate Razgon. It's like I don't hate Logan Paul. I just don't like his content. It's like I like Razgon's content, but I hate Razgon, and it's just kind of confusing for myself to say. But yeah, I hate Razgon, but I do enjoy his content. Most of the content, not now. The current content is just completely cringy, but this old content I used to enjoy, even if I hated Razgon since the beginning. The last thing I want to cover in this podcast is something that dropped literally out of nowhere, is Avengers the Endgame trailer. Now, if you might not know, I'm a huge Marvel Cinematic Universe fan. Not the entire Marvel fan, because I haven't read any comics so far and I haven't watched all the Marvel movies. So I'm just a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan, and I've watched Avengers 3, that is Infinity War, I guess a lot of times, at least 4 to 5 times, just to study the entire movie and trying to find out secret hints and Easter eggs that might lead to the next movie. And Avengers 4 trailer just dropped about like few hours ago, according to the recording date and time. And dude, my goodness, this trailer is a bitchin'. If you want to check out the trailer, there will be a link in the description. You can just check out the trailer right away. But in short, it's completely nuts. It's completely nuts. Because there is nothing revealed at all, except for Hawkeye is alive, Ant-Man is alive, and Tony Stark is going to die in few hours. And Thanos is probably enjoying his time on the planet he landed on after the end of Infinity War. So if you don't want to be, by the way, forgot to say, spoiler warning for the trailer. If you haven't watched the trailer yet, at this point you're just spoiled. I just can't. Never mind. Just never mind. So it was a really good trailer. I'm really looking forward to the movie. I really wish the movie came a little bit earlier, because it's in April. I can just wait for 3 fucking months to watch that movie, because I'm a huge Avengers fan. And even though like I like the Infinity War, the only thing I like about Infinity War is the portrayal of not always good guys win. And I've had this idea from the beginning that why always do good guys have to win? Why? And just Infinity War fulfilled my dream in that. So I'm really looking forward in Avengers for the Endgame, more trailers, like official trailer 2, for more teasers and something, and I will see you next week, next Monday. So make note, the Suspect podcast is coming to you every single effing Monday. So if you want to listen to me every single week, yes, I will be coming to you every single Monday. So thank you guys so much for joining in. If you're listening this on SoundCloud, I don't think this podcast exists on SoundCloud. I'm not gonna take the efforts to even put it on SoundCloud. YouTube is a really good platform. I'm just gonna stick to that. And thank you guys so much for joining in, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.